Hey everyone, so it is another day spent in the garden where I know about half of the things I need to do, and then I'm sure I'll find a lot of other things that I need to do along the way. But some of the things I know I have to do is I'm going to start cleaning up the back deck garden, and it's a little bit sad because this is the first time that I'm actually cleaning up stuff and then storing it for the winter. So that makes it feel like the garden season is unfortunately coming to an end. Other things I know I have to do are some deadheading, and then I need to find a space for some mums that I got from Home Depot where they were 4 plants for $5, so I couldn't turn that down. But let me take you over to the back deck right now and show you what I have to clean up there. So there's not a lot on the back deck. There were just 4 grow bags, which were my melon overflow plants because I was running out of room in the actual garden since the melon plants were taking up so much room. So I had watermelon in these 2, a honeydew, and a cantaloupe. So a few things that I have to do here. So first I need to take the irrigation system inside and store it for the winter. Then I need to take these bags over to the main garden area. I'm going to empty them out, hose them down, let them dry, and then I will go ahead and give them a good cleaning and get them ready for storage. Something I'm debating on is the hose. So taking these plants in, I won't have anything out here that needs to be watered, but if I go to a garden center and I happen to buy a fall plant, maybe I'll want to have the hose out here. So I think since it's still September and it's not like we're super close to any cold weather, I will keep this hose out here for now, but then eventually I do store my hoses inside. So let's go ahead and get started with taking the irrigation system inside. So there's a few things I want to mention just as far as overwintering and storing this. So this drip system is a little bit different than the one that I'm using in the front garden. Actually, this is not technically a drip system, it's an irrigation system. And this squirts out in like a little circle, so it puts out a lot more water. It's not just drip by drip, so I run it for a lot less time. I think I run this for about 10 minutes every day, and then the drip system runs for 45 minutes. I had really good results with both, so I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. But this one I am bringing inside. The drip system in the main garden I'm not, because that garden is basically set up as it's going to be, and the drip system is running to the beds that are in their permanent place. So those I'm not going to bring inside. This one I am though, because again, that was just kind of the garden overflow area. It is nice to have this in case I am going to put some more plants on the back deck next year. So I'm going to keep this connected as it is, and because I hadn't used it for a few days by the time I turned it off, all the water had already drained out on its own. The timer I'm going to store back in the box it came with. I think that was just from Amazon. It didn't come with the actual kit itself. And then the kit I have is from the brand Carpathian. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it came in this box, and I still have a ton more pieces. So if for some reason the back garden that I do next year doesn't fit this exact layout, I can kind of take this apart and then rebuild the system to reach the pots and the lengths that I need using these parts. So I'm going to pack all of this up, and then I will put it in the closet. And this right here is the closet where I basically store all of my garden stuff. So that's where I'm going to keep those over winter and then pull them out again next spring. I've now moved the 4 grow bags that were on the back deck over to the regular garden deck. What I'm going to do now is empty out this soil into other containers so that I can get these cleaned out. And I do reuse the soil every year. I just add fresh soil to it and more compost so that the soil is actually refreshed for the plants. But something I wanted to point out is I went to pick up this bag and the handle actually ripped right off. This is the only bag I've had this happen to. All of the other ones are just fine. So I don't know, just something about to look out for as far as the quality of the bags. But again, they are so cheap. They come out to about $4 per bag, and it still functions without the handle. But just something I wanted to call out here is that I did have this handle tear off. And I'll keep you updated as far as the quality on these bags as I use them and store them and bring them out next year. But so far I've been able to use my grow bags year after year without any issues. So I'll go ahead and get these dumped out, and then we'll get them rinsed out with the hose. Now, in case you're wondering why I dumped out those bags into other bags and pots, so essentially my plan is to empty out the smaller bags first, get those cleaned and stored, and then once these raised beds have been emptied out, I will add in the soil from these bags here into the raised beds, so that way those containers are empty, I can store them for the winter, and then all the soil will be here. We'll see if that plan works out, but obviously as I keep cleaning up the garden this year, I will bring you along with me and kind of show you my process. But this is what I've been doing so far, is just slowly gathering up my grow bags, washing them when I have a couple ready, and then getting those ready to store. So now what I'm going to do is hose these down and then leave them out in the sun to dry for a couple days, assuming we're not having rain, which I don't think we are. Now I need to figure out where exactly I'm going to put these mums, which I absolutely love the color of these. These are like a mix of orange with some yellow petals in the middle, and then these are kind of like a salmon pink color. What I'm thinking, because I got these without actually having room to plant them, so I think where I have the most space is right along here. So I have some broccoli seedlings starting. Those will obviously get a lot bigger, but I think for now I'll put the mums kind of in here. And I don't really know what's happening in this area. Well, I mean, I do. Basically, the zinnias here took up a lot of space. I forgot I put aster seeds here, so then those kind of started to grow that direction since there wasn't room to grow vertical. And then there's one rogue zinnia branch right here that's just boop, growing right out. So I might either trim some of those or try to maneuver them into a better place, but I think this is where the mums are going to go. So let's go ahead and get those planted up. So I think I really like it. Again, I'm hoping these broccoli plants will fill in over here and that the mums will last a while. And then I was able to tuck these asters and then the zinnias back behind the twine just to lift them up a little bit. So yeah, I think that looks really good. Next, I'm going to go around and deadhead all the flowers that need to be deadheaded. That's something that I'm really good at doing, I feel like, early in the garden season, and then I just kind of forget about it later on, and we end up with dahlias that look like this. So let's go get some of these cleaned up. Here's everything I deadheaded, and even though they're obviously spent blooms, I do still think they're really pretty, so I kind of get sad disposing of them. But that's everything I have deadheaded. There are some other flowers I need to deadhead, like some of the marigolds, but there are pollinators in there right now, so I'm going to leave them as they are. And then soon, I'm going to have to make another zinnia bouquet. I think I've made 6 or 7 bouquets of just all zinnias from the center bed. And not only that, but these flowers have gotten so tall that I can't even reach them anymore, and I am 5'4", so we'll see if I need to bring out a step ladder in order to cut some of these down, but that'll be on another day. I did realize while I was over here deadheading that I have some peppers that are ready to be harvested. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of these off and then just put them in this box here, which had these iris bulbs, which I just potted up, and I put a video on how to do that on my channel. So let's go ahead and just get the rest of these peppers. Let's see, we've got a couple over here. That one's interesting. This one kind of looks like it grew upside down from the stem. There's also a spider web in there that I will clean out. So that's 3. I think you back there are good to go. And I took a couple leaves with it. That's okay. So I guess we're gonna have to make some stuffed peppers pretty soon. So that's going to be everything for today. I can definitely tell that as we get further into the season or closer to the end of the season, the list of things to do gets shorter and shorter, but there still is plenty to fill my time. So thank you so much for coming along with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.